I can tell by your choice in podcast that you are wise warriors. You can learn much about your enemy from what they drink and what they listen to. And you are listening to KonKon's Cantina, a wise decision. I will meet you on the battlefield. Perhaps. Or perhaps not.
It happened.
We back.
Oh my God! Stop. almost hit stop recording, guys. Okay, look.
Hi.
Oh my God.
I'm here. Look, as you just heard, Thrawn. Look, I'm putting my hat on backwards. Okay, this is how serious this is getting.
I am verklempt.
Verklempt. That's the word.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talks amongst yourselves, guys. Thrawn, Obi-Wan, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo,
Calrissian.
Chewbacca.
C-3PO, and Chewbacca. That's a good one too. Eli Vanto. Numerous voices.
Admiral Arlani.
Admiral Arlani. Numerous voices of Star Wars. Marc Thompson is on the episode. Now, we're going to get right into the episode. So housekeeping is going to be saved for the end. We had approved questions that we asked Marc. It was a great time. You are seriously in for a great episode.
We may have snuck some unapproved questions in.
Maybe just a couple. You know, they were in line.
Yeah.
They were in line. You know,
Yeah.
Sam Witwer dropped by.
Come get us, Lucasfilm. You can't do nothing.
Oh, hey.
Calm down.
Don't say that.
I take that back.
Take it back immediately. This episode, we enjoyed ourselves, as you can obviously tell by this energy. It was absolutely fantastic. Once again, saving the housekeeping for the end. But guys, you already know. Ooh. We are a Cantina podcast. So before we talk to Marc Thompson, we're going to go into the Cantina right now.
Welcome to KonKon's Cantina. What are you having? But remember, no droids.
Now the question is, do I do my Eli, or do I just...
You can do your Eli.
I do my Eli? Okay, listen.
But before we get into this, we do have one teaser.
Yes.
There is the last question asked to Marc.
Yes.
That is a Patreon exclusive question that only our Pantinos will hear the answer to.
Yep.
I'm not flexing for any reason. Don't worry.
Me neither. Like, you can flex. I mean,
come on.
You got to do something when you look like a loser to make yourself.
If you didn't know, if you're a longtime listener to this podcast, you know that we have the ongoing debate, the argument. Really, it's just me proving Justin wrong on a weekly basis.
I'm pretty sure that Wikipedia agrees with me. Man. That's
It is the Razor Quest.
It's
the Razor Quest. It's the Razor Quest now.
The Razor Quest. That is
the Razor.
It is the
Quest.
Razor Quest. And the question is what is the Din Djarin ship, the Mandalorian? What is
the Razor Crest? A Razor Crest. Is it the name of the ship versus the model and make of the ship?
Yes.
So if you want to see what Marc Thompson says about that debate, join our Patreon.
Yes.
Because that's the only way you're going to be able to see it.
Yep, we're saving that little bit for our Pantinos, the people that support us every month.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys, and obviously all those people are going to be more in tune to that kind of banter, that argument that
they're
we
our
have.
hardcore fans. They're the ones that have
hardcore
been
fans,
here. They've heard the arguments.
They've heard it.
They've heard the
OGs.
callers take sides. They've heard the guests take sides. They've heard just countless times that Connor has been proven wrong.
Listen.
Connor and Ben are on a tiny little canoe.
Listen, I'm just a trader who knows an ancient language from a core world, okay, on the outer rim. Unknown space.
It's a trade language, sir.
Wild space, trade language. Today I am drinking
for the boys.
Dew hard seltzer. Now, I don't know what Captain Thrawn would say about this, but what I'd say about it now is, I'm drinking the Baja Blast. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not like things I've had back home.
I feel like you're turning into Matthew McConaughey slowly.
All right, fine. We are drinking, all of us, we're drinking the Mountain Dew hard seltzers.
We've seen this.
Yeah.
It's been
Patreon,
everywhere.
Patreon. Everyone's been talking about it in Patreon.
I was at the liquor store.
Discord, sorry.
I was at the liquor store, and I'm like, you know what? We're all going to be together in person for this mega podcast moment.
Yep.
There's nothing better than a garbage malt beverage of different flavors for us to enjoy for your sake. So you can know if you should waste your money on this or rush out and buy it.
He's not wrong.
We all had all three flavors, right?
Yep.
All right, so
I haven't tried I have not tried this flavor. This is a new one.
wait, I thought you had the normal one. You
No.
gotta talk about the normal one.
I'll talk about the normal one,
Okay.
but this is a new one.
Well, you drank the normal one. Talk about the normal one first.
First
give
of
it
all,
a rating.
original Mountain Dew flavor Mountain Dew. What are they called? These technically they're
Hard.
just hard Mountain Dews.
Hard Mountain Dew.
They're zero sugar. It's basically like your
Truly
or a White Claw.
I would say more Truly. White Claw is very more crisp.
Yeah, but I mean it's a malt beverage.
It's a zero seltzer.
Zero sugar, low calorie seltzer beverage.
5% alcohol.
Yeah, which pretty much tracks across all of them.
Yeah.
The Mountain Dew standard Mountain Dew flavor.
The green one.
Delicious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It tastes nearly zero difference to a regular Mountain Dew
rating.
That, man, it depends if you like Mountain Dew or not. I like Mountain Dew.
Oh, that's true. Okay, but we're talking about the Mandos in the Cobra.
Dude, I think the Mandos would
tear it up.
pound this stuff.
They tear it up?
I think they would literally pound the regular. Now, this is my first variant. I'm going to be trying the watermelon.
Ooh.
Connor has the Baja Blast.
Wait, is that what you have?
No, I had the...
so there's 4 flavors.
Yeah,
I had the black cherry.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
That's why
okay.
I got a different one.
Well, I have to try that one. Okay, so regular, I say 7 out of 10.
I say 9 out of 10 for the regular.
Dang.
I'll go with 8. I think it's...
7, 8, 9. Okay, so it's 8 overall.
Yeah.
It's great.
Try that.
It's
If
really
you like
good.
Mountain Dew.
Try that
So
one.
I have now, this is the watermelon.
Yes.
I don't really know what I'm going to feel about this because I'm not a huge watermelon flavored person.
Watermelon is hit or miss.
Let me see this. Give a rating.
Dang, that's pretty good actually. It doesn't have that.
That might be the best one.
It doesn't have the malty, like weird, truly White Claw. Like
9 out of
flavor.
10. 9 out of 10.
Yes.
Man, this is really good.
9 out of 10.
That
on
is-
the watermelon. Baja Blast.
Taco Bell favorite.
This one's really, really good. It does taste like Baja Blast. It does have that malty aftertaste.
It tastes more like a truly
a
or
truly
White
hard
Claw
seltzer.
Yeah.
8 out of 10. Great for hanging out in the pool, but I do feel like these would make you sick after a while. But I'm still going 8 out of 10 based on I had this and I was like, oh my gosh, it is Baja Blast with alcohol.
They taste sugary. Like they taste
Yeah.
like a
Taste-
sugar
yeah.
soda, but there's zero sugar.
What are you giving the Baja? You
The
want me to
Baja,
taste it again?
I give the 6.
6. Oh,
Six
you
to
didn't like the Baja? What about you?
Yeah, I'm never been a huge fan of Baja, so I'm a little biased. I'll give it a solid 7 though because I don't taste the alcohol. Period.
True.
Yeah.
And which was the one that you
I
had?
have the it's the black cherry. This is the sweetest out of all of them.
I agree.
It is just so heavy and so sweet, and it lingers on your tongue. This is a 6. This is the 6 at best. This is the weak link of
That's
all of
the
them.
cooler is going to be stocked of leftover
Yes.
black
Yeah.
cherries.
I give that a 5. The cherry was kind of medicinal for me. Didn't
Yeah.
care for it.
So how do you guys think this falls for the summertime variety pack? Zero sugar,
Natter Day.
low calorie.
Do we include Natter Days in there though?
No.
So let's say seltzers.
I'd still pick White Claw pineapple over all.
Yeah, this has too much sweetness in it.
Yeah, it's too sweet.
This
They're a
feels
lot
like
sweeter.
This would curdle in my stomach in the sun.
Exactly.
But I will say I will reach for the watermelon again. That tastes like a Jolly Rancher.
I feel like this would be really good if you had a Yeti. Mm-hmm. You did one of these with a couple of shots of vodka. And you did, but hang on, you do another seltzer water, like a non-flavored,
or even like a
LaCroix.
club soda,
like a LaCroix.
I think that would
Like
really,
a
really set
spritzer,
it
like-
off. Exactly,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a lime LaCroix with any of these would,
That makes
would
sense.
set it off.
What if you took like the regular Mountain Dew and threw some tequila in with it and did like a
But this is malt though. I think the I don't know, the tequila.
vodka would go better with malt.
Yeah, the tequila
Absolutely.
that made. Yeah.
I'll go this. I think
Sweeping declaration.
these deserve some experimentation.
Yes. Yeah. For sure.
I think
least try
these
it.
are not a gimmick you write it off for as junk. I think these deserve some experimentation. They're not as bad as like the Bud Light Seltzer Holiday Pack. Hot trash.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
This, especially if you're a Mountain Dew fan, it's worth the shot.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Could you imagine playing Halo or games and you're just pounding these?
Guys, now
It's time.
we're gonna talk
You're welcome.
to the Star Wars voice himself, Marc Thompson.
I did this.
Stick around for the end, of course, for housekeeping. We do have some coupon codes for you guys.
Yeah.
And, of course, Patreon, be on the lookout. We have more episodes coming to you. And, of course, we have the exclusive questions for you guys only. Thank you for everybody for listening to this episode. Now over to us with Marc Thompson. This episode of KonKon's Cantina is sponsored by Vader'sSabers.com. Head over to Vader'sSabers.com to buy your very own custom lightsaber for yourself or maybe for someone you love. Head over there, exclusively selling Xeno Core lightsabers. What does that mean? That means these are pixel-bladed lightsabers, everybody. Not baselit stuff. Definitely giving you a better value than Disney sabers. Being preloaded with over 16 fonts, blade profiles, tons of stuff for your sabers. Head over there, and they even have tiers if you don't know what to pick. We have the Padawan tier, the Jedi Knight tier, and the Jedi Master tier to help you make your selection. Once again, head over to VaderSabers.com. Use coupon code Cantina for 5% off. This episode of KonKon's Cantina is also sponsored by Kill Key Factory. Head over to Etsy.com/Kill Key Factory. Kill Key Factory is offering custom kill keys and blade retention screws in all other lightsaber accessories, such as belt clips and other things, guys. Head over there, use coupon code Cantina for 10% off your order. Once again, offering blade retention screws, different colors, customizations. Etching is also an option, guys. Head over there, Etsy.com/Kill Key Factory, coupon code Cantina for 10% off your entire order. Of course, this episode of KonKon's Cantina is sponsored by our Patreon group. That is patreon.com/KonKon's Cantina. Over there, you can find exclusive content where we are covering other shows and not just Star Wars. So if you want to hear us talk about Marvel or anything else, new movies that are coming out, head over there for exclusive content. Right now, we are trying to push out 2 or more exclusive content episodes a month. Head over there, and special shout outs right now to Dylan LeBee for being our #1 Patreon at the moment. He just bumped up his subscription. Dude, we seriously appreciate it. You have no idea. Content creation takes a lot of time, and we very, very much appreciate the effort that you are putting in to support us. We love you. Thank you very much. Once again, KonKon's Cantina over on patreon.com. Patreon.com/KonKon's Cantina. No, you got to do it again.
We back.
There you go. There you go. You did a little too soon. A little too soon. What is up, everybody? Of course, we are back here again. As you heard in the intro, we are here with Star Wars for us.
Royalty.
Legend.
The voice of Star Wars.
The voice of Star Wars. As you heard in the intro, Justin, Mark has been reading Star Wars to you and me.
Oh, yeah.
Since the 2000s. Mark, I got a fangirl here just for a second. You might be, you are more Star Wars than George Lucas to me.
Man.
When I tell,
that's blasphemy. That's blasphemy.
I don't know if I'm gonna go. You're on your own.
When I tell you that, characters such as Thrawn, Han Solo. I mean, you do so many voices.
Mm-hmm.
And how many titles are you up to now? 60.
Yeah, it's over that. I haven't counted in a while. I probably should tabulate it soon, but gosh, I don't know. It's probably close to 70 or 80 Star Wars ones now. So
yeah, wow. That's insane. Justin and myself have enjoyed the new Thrawn trilogy immensely. Both
of them. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Very excited to see live action Thrawn at some point.
Me too.
Very excited. Character was beloved by both of us even before.
Oh yeah,
the new adaptations with Timothy. So it's been extremely awesome. But let's just start. Tell the people a little bit about yourself, Mark. One thing that I like about you is you are such a amazing Star Wars fan yourself. If you look at like your Instagram, you are a true fan. So tell the people a little about yourself if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, I am a huge Star Wars fan, like you said. And I grew up in upstate New York, and I kind of moved to New York City to study acting, and ended up falling into voiceover and like cartoons specifically, and kind of got my start doing animation. And my first big thing was this show called Daria. It was a spinoff of Beavis and Butthead on MTV.
I remember that.
Yeah. And I was like the football player. All right, babe, cool. And like, and I was the Mr. DiMartino with the bulging eye, like Daria Morgendorfer. He's like,
oh my god,
wow.
And then
I haven't thought about this show in so long.
I know, yeah.
Like the voice is like back. Immediately like callback.
Yeah. So I did that, and then that was really fun, and then it kind of snowballed from there, because then it was like, that got me in the door in some other things. So I've done like stuff on Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Transformers and G.I. Joe and a bunch of other stuff that's been really cool. But I will say the thing I'm most proud of and the most excited that I get to be a part of is the Star Wars audiobooks. And that, kind of fell in after doing animation for a while, and auditioned for that, and I got to do that. And that's just a huge dream come true. Just because, it is like,
just keep it going,
foundational for me. It's like, like the things I grew up in, and kind of like being able to like participate in some small way in the creation of Star Wars content is just so amazing to me. And I'm so grateful that I get to be a part of it. So,
I mean, this is a great segue. We had some questions for you. If you had to describe your Star Wars saga, one thing that we like to do with new guests on the show is talk to us a little bit about how you got started, your first Star Wars memory, and then what it means for you now. Like, where are you with Star Wars, your Star Wars saga as a whole?
Wow. I mean,
loaded question. I know.
Yeah. Wow. I guess like it first meant to me, like, just toys and like, what's that laser sword thing? And like, and it was just kind of like playtime, fun fantasy growing up. And then it kind of like, I think retroactively, I've realized how it really planted some seeds of like spirituality and morality in me, and just the whole idea of like the light versus the dark, and like trying to like battle the darkness within each individual, and like how we all have to wrestle with that fight of good and evil. And just it kind of like, I really see it as super formative. And there's certain things that happen in those films that help me understand kind of bigger, deeper things about life, so
for sure. Yeah.
And like, even to the point, like, I don't know, like, without getting too cheesy, it's like, like,
oh no, you can get cheesy, man.
Yeah. Okay.
You can get cheesy, bro. Yeah, come on.
But, like it's been like, it's been pretty foundational for me, just in terms of becoming who I want to be. But then also like things like in the new films, like, my mom passed away a few years ago. And like there's some things that resonated with me, and like Leia passing away and my mom passing away, and certain things that like, and like how you deal with that loss, and like the idea of like no one's ever really gone. And like I had a really eerie moment where like the way Luke kisses her on the forehead when he's force projecting and getting ready to go and face Kylo Ren, like I did that like a few months before I saw that film with my mom. Wow. Like was
that
like
literally
my
gave me just chills thinking about
the last interaction I had with my mom was that, and then she passed away. So
man.
So seeing that on screen was like this like weird like
deja vu almost.
Yeah. And kind of like, I don't know, it felt like a little kiss from God of like, no one's ever really like to have that in that moment where they're talking about Han, but for me it was about my mom, and it was just it's very weird and deep and meta, and
not weird. I mean, that's what Star Wars for all of us here is. Obviously it's a movie franchise, obviously it's toys like you said, but there's so many things that bring Star Wars that's a deeper level.
Yeah, it turns out there's a cult following behind it.
I mean, and that's why we have a podcast about it. There's so much that we can
that's why we're all not with our wives to talk
about Star Wars.
Come on. Very much creates.
Yeah, exactly.
It very much creates.
Listen, we need an hour. We're gonna go record.
So I know you've been working more recently on some of the Legends re-recording of some of the classic Legends. But right before then, you had done a lot with High Republic. Give me your take on High Republic. How's it sitting with you, just kind of like as an era for a brand new thing with Star Wars?
Right. So I know you're going to think I'm just saying this because maybe I'm supposed to say it, or, I'm paid to say it, but like, I love the High Republic. Like, I think it is some of the best Jedi storytelling I've ever gotten to read and be a part of, because I think it really captures kind of the idealism of the Jedi and kind of the aspiration of the Jedi, and kind of shows them at this, kind of pinnacle moment, and then is slowly tearing them down. And, so like,
I personally like it as well, because for me, it was like a slow burn.
Yes.
Like it was a lot of setup, a lot of character and story building. And then once it started rolling, man, it took off, especially the last novel, which so many oh my God moments in it.
Yeah. It was weird. Cause like, I think at first my initial impression of the Nile was like space pirates, really? Like that's
like
who the
Mad
Jedi are
Max.
gonna take?
Yeah.
But then it's like the more I got to know them and the characters and see how the authors are using them, it was like I was like blown away because it's the perfect like antithesis or foil for the Jedi, because if the Jedi are trying to like create peace and order and harmony, and they're just about anarchy and like selfishness, and like it was just like it was such a great antithesis for them. So I'm really loving it.
It was hard for me for the first book. I felt like the first book, there was almost like kind of like just Justin said, there was so much going on that it was hard for it to grab me.
You never heard of
all brand new characters, and we were jumping around so much, and then really towards the end with the Nihil, and you kind of get that plot twist. I won't spoil anything. That's just when it really got me, and it's just been snowballing just ever since.
Yeah.
And the Drengir.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those are such a cool villain.
Yeah.
So with keeping that in mind, talking about the High Republic, how have you enjoyed recording those compared to other periods in Star Wars time?
I think like what was challenging about it is like a lot of the stuff I had done previously was stuff that either there was existing film characters that were kind of being brought into the fold, or cartoon characters that were being brought into the fold, and I could kind of refer to them and
baseline.
And there was kind of like a quality of like I already know these characters. I have their backstory already.
Right.
And what was interesting about the High Republic, where you guys were saying like a slow burn, is like, initially there was so many characters to get to know. There was so much world building going on that I think I felt like, who are these people and what are they about? And, and so, and I didn't have any references. So it was really trying to kind of just build it totally from scratch and just,
wow. So you had no references.
Yeah,
That's
I had the concept art, which was very
That's
inspiring.
awesome.
Yeah, they gave me the concept art and like a little Bible thing, and so I was like scouring that, and so that was pretty fun. And then obviously just all the descriptions in the books, but the more you get to know like Loden Greatstorm or like
Buriaga's my boy.
Buriaga, yeah, it's like and Stellan and Avar, I felt like I got to know them, and then I ended up caring about them as much as I do like Luke or Han, so I think that's a testament to how amazing the authors are and how great a job they did in like getting you to know all these different characters and all these different situations. And also the quality of like not knowing where the story's going, in some of the other books I've worked on, I was like, okay, this takes place between, episode 3 and episode 4. I know where it's going, or I can see where it's going. But this one, I'm like, it's so far back that I'm like, well, wait, in a few hundred years it might get there, but what's happening right now?
Like the only thing we still know is Yoda still floating around.
That's it. He's our only line of familiarity,
middle-aged
and people with lightsabers.
Salt and pepper Yoda.
Salt and pepper Yoda. You answered this already a little bit, just in case you want to add anything else. When it comes to the background information, you mentioned that they gave you like a little bit of a Bible and a
concept art.
Thank you, concept art.
Yeah.
For these new characters. How much of that is you delving into that to develop these voices, or is it still more of your creative process, or are you feeding more on what they give you?
I if it's available, I like to be inspired by that a lot. So like I'm looking at those drawings, and obviously the primary inspiration is what the author is writing about them. But I love especially when you see the concept art for Skier or, or Berlin or some of these other characters, those drawings really inspire you about what you're, what it should sound like, or what where you think it should be, and the kind of quality of voice. So, I love any of that stuff. So I read a lot, and then I look on, if they gave me those drawings, I look at those drawings, and then I'm also like looking at Wikipedia a lot and like looking
at,
So kind of on that same topic, I have a personal question. Like, I've listened to so many of your novels, and I seem to pick up little bits of whether it's impersonations, I don't know if I want to call it, or like little pieces or glimpses of like a character that I may know, or even sometimes it's just a real world accent.
Yeah.
Are you pulling like Marcion? Okay. Side question: is it Marcion or Marcion? Because I'm thoroughly
right. Yeah, that's a whole podcast unto itself.
Yeah.
It's The short answer is Marcion. They want Marcion
with a hard K.
So.
Okay,
hard K.
Now I gotta commit that to my mental.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Shut up. Like Connor got it.
Like Connor. Yeah.
But I hear like almost like a Christopher Walken-esque.
Okay.
Vibe with him, like.
Yeah.
You know what I must do is
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. You are correct. Like that was he was one of the inspirations.
I'm not insane.
And like yeah. and I do that. I'm sorry guys, if I look over every once in a while, I have a new puppy and she's like,
You're good. Dude, I just got a new pup myself, and he has been a handful to say the least. He's 20% pit and 80% terrier. And
he's
just hyper. Yeah, we had yeah.
She's an Airedale and she's so cute, but she's so mischievous.
This is
like crazy.
You have other dogs too.
I do. Well, I have a Jack Russell terrier as well, and he's like this old man who can't be bothered anymore.
Yeah.
Old curmudgeon man in the corner.
Curmudgeon man.
She wants to play with him the whole time. So, but yeah, like with the characters, a lot of times I will, like in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, if this were a film, who would be somebody that would be interesting to play this role? So a lot of times I'll like,
Twilight French guy.
French guy.
Yeah. So I'm oftentimes drawing from that, and it to me, that helps me. Like I had an acting teacher once that said, the more specific you are, the more universal you are. So like I try to get as specific as I can about the voices. And sometimes the way I do that is like picking a specific actor or character, that I think would be good in this role. And then that helps me too, when I'm switching back and forth between the voices to have an anchor. Cause like,
as a listener, that helps dramatically too.
Okay,
yeah.
Good.
Like you can follow the voices. Like when you hear, like you do such an awesome job of like, especially when you do like a little kid voice or something, like everything, like how are you doing the same voice? Like you can do like a perfect Lando, and then you can switch and you can do like a small girl's voice, and it's still like it tracks.
And I've heard you comment on the fact that sometimes doing a female voice can be a little awkward,
right?
But as somebody who has listened to the majority of your novels, just like Justin said, we both have mobile jobs. And so sticking headphones in our ear and getting through the day with audiobooks, other podcasts, you do a very well job. I have to say Eli Vanto is my favorite voice that you do.
Oh, cool.
It's just, that is my favorite.
That's a solid one.
It's a solid one for me.
He was fun. I hope he comes back.
Me too, man.
You know what? I will say, I'll send you a picture, and it's we have a whole theory of him actually being in the Ahsoka show.
Really?
Yes.
That would be interesting. Oh wow, yeah.
Because I don't want to spoil it, because we didn't say spoiler warnings for the Thrawn book, but we know where he kind of ends up.
Right.
And with the timeline of where the Ahsoka show is gonna be, we have a feeling that he's gonna kind of be a tie between.
It could be a very likely possibility.
I
hope it's.
So are you guys thinking that the Purgles took him back to the Chiss Ascendancy or the outer reach? Oh no.
Yeah. No, you're good.
You're good.
Sorry,
you're good.
Something just
sometimes the camera will cut out.
Yeah.
We still hear you though.
All right,
yeah.
That's interesting. I would love to see that.
Let's just say spoiler warning real quick for the Thrawn book. We just have a very big. There's been a lot of fan art, and of course the female Chiss. Her name is escaping me. The main admiral
Arlani.
Yeah.
There's a picture that's been floating around Star Wars Twitter, Star Wars fandom, of Eli with Arlani, and there's been that Russian girl that was cast for the Ahsoka show, and the whole theory is she's Arlani, and if Arlani is in the Ahsoka show, Eli has to be with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, I know. I'll send you the picture just so you can see it, because it's just really, really cool to see.
Yeah.
And Eli to me is you. That voice is just it's great. Well, speaking of Eli, if you were able. Are you able to tell us what you are currently working on?
I know you just finished Wedge's Gamble. I've already used a credit on that.
Yeah, it's pre-ordered. It's pre-ordered.
That's out. Yeah, Wedge's Gamble's out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to say that we actually just recorded Krytos trap. So we'll have to
nice.
Well, we'll still have fixes and they're still mixing it right now, but we actually just did that. So
if not, we'll edit it out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's like nothing. Haven't started yet.
Well, speaking of Eli, I gotta ask: do you have a favorite character that you like to perform?
Oh man, I mean, I'm a giant Yoda fan, so anytime I get to do Yoda, it's like, do or do not. It's just like amazing.
Yeah, I'll keep it going, bro. Keep it going.
Of course you are. But yeah, so like he's I love getting to do Yoda, and I actually also did. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Well,
you're fine.
All right.
I got approval.
Yeah, we got.
Let me not say what the other thing is, but okay. Yeah. So
somebody cool.
Yeah.
Somebody cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Somebody cool.
Yeah.
So you talked about when you were going through your Star Wars saga, and even a little bit about yourself, that you fell into voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
So what are 3 things that you wish somebody would have told you before you got into voice acting?
Ooh, wow. That's really good. To make sure to pace myself, especially like during like video games or like the longer audiobook sessions to like, because sometimes in video game sessions, especially like I want to get the intensity just right, but then I'll like burn my voice out and then I have another 2 hours to go or something. So like,
and there's a lot of lines in
video
games.
Yeah. So like having to pace it, I think would have been helpful advice. And I think like kind of practicing more before the audition, because a lot of times in auditions, they'll say, we need this, like kind of like do this accent or he looks like this or like he is this alien that has this type of thing. And if you've practiced a bunch and have a bunch of things in your pocket ready to go to draw on, then you're able to play more. But if in the moment you're like, I don't know what that is, so maybe just to like practice and play before you get to the audition.
It makes me think of Friends when Joey has on his resume that he can speak French.
Yeah. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Jim, Appel, Claude. Say it all together now. Jimma wee woo.
You mentioned it made me think of like voice fatigue. And I listen to a little bit of heavier music, and I know that metal singers and stuff, they kind of have remedies or drinks that they like to do before. Is there like something that you drink either before or even when you're in the sound booth? Is it just straight water, or do you have some sort of
tea?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, first of all, my entire family except me is huge into metal, so that's really cool. Like metal. We're gonna go see Lorna Shore end of the May.
Dude,
that's
listen,
Connor loves her.
Listen, you were here, and you just went here. Okay?
I can't take credit. That's my son's cool factor that's rubbing off.
Dude,
that's awesome.
But for me, it's honestly just water. Like it's like I have like a giant like water bottle. It's like a silo. And I just like I'm constantly guzzling. And then if I'm having a really bad day, I'll do tea with honey. But I don't like coffee and tea because like I tend to burn my tongue, and then that affects things. So like I usually end up drinking like lukewarm tea and honey to try to coat your throat. So, and I've heard that gummy bears and Jolly Ranchers are helpful, but I don't know if that's just an excuse to eat candy or if they really do help. So like,
it sounds like Connor's like yes.
Well, I'm a candy fiend. I'm a candy fiend. I would think that Jolly Ranchers, they would almost kind of like how they say
lozenge kind of.
Yeah, they say like a runners chew gum to keep your mouth wet. I would think that Jolly Ranchers would do a really good part of that.
Yeah.
So like you're involved in a form of Star Wars media, and you got a lot of time spent in the universe. What is your favorite way for actually consuming Star Wars? Do you prefer reading it? Do you prefer like movies, the new Disney Plus shows? Like, what's your favorite kind of way to take it in?
My ultimate favorite is opening night in a movie theater with a bunch of diehard fans, because there's just something about
it's electric in the air.
Yeah. And just like, when everyone's reacting to the same thing and like, you know, it's just, and just like, you know, like I'll always remember episode 2, when Yoda pulls out the saber and starts fighting
the
Dooku,
screaming,
like,
yeah,
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. It was like a football game. It's so intense. So like, I just love moments like that. And then I'm totally digging the Disney, like Mando is like such great Star Wars, and it's
Man,
when
are we gonna get a Mandalorian novel?
Yeah,
they had one, and then I think they backed off because they realized that maybe we shouldn't paint ourselves in a corner.
Take away,
like I don't. That's just my speculation. I don't know.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Follow-up question to the opening movie night: are you a fan of the new kind of thing that theaters have started doing with the picking your seat thing, or because Force Awakens, I'll never forget.
Probably the last one.
The Force Awakens was the last one. We stayed up for the internet. We thankfully got tickets. I got we had a 7:30 showing. We got to the movie theater at 11 a.m. 11 a.m.
screen. You got to get.
We had coolers. We had snacks. We had Red Bull, and we waited in line for 8 hours.
Yeah.
And we were first in line. So you know, how does that affect it?
It's weird because like in the moment, I remember because I did the same thing. Like I camped out, you know, for episode 1 and like at the Ziegfeld and like for like several days, like we camped out and like, you know, if you held the spot in line, you got these access to these tickets or whatever. And so like there was a part of it that was a real pain in the neck to do, but then you do have these like war stories of like, you know, like, you know, playing cards at 3 a.m. on a sidewalk, like, you know, like, oh, I can't wait. And like, you're talking with all the fans and getting amped up and, you know, and I do kind of miss that now. And like, I don't know if my back could take doing that anymore. You know,
exactly. Yeah.
I know. It's like the old man in me is like happy that I can just buy a ticket and pick it.
Yeah.
But you don't, like you just said, the war stories, you don't have the same nostalgia when you're recalling back to it.
Experience.
You don't have that, like, you don't have, like, it's kind of part of the experience that's now just deleted. Like, it's not like it can be reproduced. Like, that's going to be what we tell our kids when, instead of we walked uphill in the snow both ways, it's gonna be like,
I stood in line.
I used to wait 12 hours for Star Wars movies.
You don't know how good you have it.
And I think part of it, like, you know, to me, it's more stressful dealing with like the website crashing and like not knowing, like I've actually missed out on some opening night stuff because, you know, I couldn't get online or the website crashed and I didn't get tickets. And so then I had to go like, you know, oh, woe was me. I had to go like to the next night or whatever. But there was a difference though. Like when you don't go opening night with the people that are like dying to see this, it changes the experience. And so I really don't like it. Like I wish I could like sleep over and, you know, like earn it, because then you know the people you're seeing it with want it that badly too, and it's just it's a totally different thing. So
well, speaking of new things and waiting in line for movies, we just finished Book of Boba Fett, BOBF, as it is referred to as the casual kid.
A divisive show.
Kind of a divisive show. Yeah. We enjoyed it. I think our overall score was 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was definitely different than Mandalorian. Mandalorian seemed a little bit more polished.
Yeah.
But we wanted to ask you, did you enjoy it? And if you did you have like a favorite moment? What, you know, did you enjoy Book of Boba Fett?
Oh yeah, no, I loved it. I think, I mean, the big one is just Boba on the Rancor. It's so great. And I loved seeing Black Chrysanthemum come in. So that moment was pretty epic. Oh, and Cad Bane coming in was probably. I was like, as soon as I saw the silhouette, I was like, no.
Yes.
Like, it is.
Yes.
So yeah, I totally enjoyed it. I really loved it. So
dude, Cad, you know, a big thing that we preach on this podcast is how important the animated media has become for Star Wars.
Clone Wars and Rebels.
Specifically, especially we just made an announcement for like our community that
Sam Witwer.
That we feel that it's imperative that you now have to watch Clone Wars or Rebels.
Yeah.
Because even moving forward with the Ahsoka show, if you don't know some of these characters and these plot lines, I do think that people might be a little remiss and not know exactly what's going on. And Cad being in both Rebels, Bad Batch, all of it,
It just goes over your head if you don't know.
Yeah,
it's not important. You don't understand
Clone
why
Wars, sorry,
the internet is blowing up.
Yeah,
because this girl with like orange and white skin showed up. And you're
right.
The heck is
They're like, who's she?
Exactly.
Or this blue guy? They're like, I don't know who that guy is.
Yep.
And then a weird cowboy.
And then they don't realize that they saw the same guy, not the same guy, but they saw the species in A New Hope. You know, they're getting all these huge connections that they, you know, that they might not get.
Yeah,
So
I'm actually doing a Rebels rewatch right now.
Yes,
Nice.
my wife is finally watching Rebels. Everybody, yes, very happy about that. Rebels is probably my favorite animated.
Me too.
Yeah, Rebels is fantastic.
Like I love Clone Wars, but Rebels is my all-time favorite. Like I think,
once Rebels got in like to kind of season 2, 3, and really got its stride, like the storytelling and the character development, like you fell in love, like the sacrifices that are made. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's got my boy Thrawn in it. I mean, come on.
It's got Thrawn in it. It's got Thrawn in it.
So we talked about Book of Boba Fett. Out of the Disney Plus stuff, do you have a favorite? Maybe it's not even out yet. Maybe it's one of the upcoming. Do you have something that's like peak for you?
Well, I mean, I've been wanting an Obi-Wan story forever. So like I'm thinking that it might surpass it, but right now Mando's my favorite. Like I feel like Mandalorian. And that one I went into with lower expectations because I'm more of a Jedi guy. Like I like the mythos of the Jedi, and that's what is most important about Star Wars to me. So like bounty hunter shows, I was kind of like, all right, I'll watch it, but I was kind of expecting it to be this like kind of gritty, dark, like, I'm just in it for the money and look how tough I am, but then as soon as like you see, the ears at the end of the first episode, it's like, no way, it just totally got me. And then all the stuff, like it just like, to me it has all the heart of all the other great Star Wars stories out there, and it's just but the great action, great storytelling, and just so it's some of my favorite stuff now. And I wasn't expecting it to be. I was kind of going in, it's like, I'll watch it because it's Star Wars, but I wasn't like really super excited, and now it's like top for me. Like it's really great.
So. I'm really looking forward to Kenobi too, because I love the Legends novel, the Kenobi story, and I'm super curious what they're gonna pull from that story, because like a lot of it seems like it could fit in like the little pieces that we've seen in the teaser. I can't wait.
So Mark, you've voiced so many people, and there's a lot of characters that you were the first voice for. When these characters get introduced into live action or animation, have you had any of these actors come and pick your brain regarding your voice and how you've done it or how you acted as the character?
No, that would be cool. But...
like Timothy Oliphant.
Right.
Cobb.
Yeah. I was very excited when I saw him. I was like, no way, it's Cobb Vanth. Like, and then my son was like, who's Cobb Vanth? And I was like, you'll see.
He's like, let me tell you about the interlude.
So because the Aftermath series, when we were talking about The Mandalorian on the podcast, we were flipping out because of the Aftermath. So we were like, we know where the armor is. We know. Like, it was just.
I was too. I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm kind of under the radar for that stuff.
Missed
but
opportunity, guys. Come on, missed opportunity.
But I love him in that role, and I hope he's still around. Like, I guess he's around.
He's for sure alive.
Oh,
he's back. He's back to just chilling.
Yeah.
There's so many good Star Wars actors that are just in their prime right now that are doing so well, like Timothy, Childish Gambino. There's so many people that I really hope that there are just these plans to keep them coming back, because, a little somber
40 years.
A little somber, we are losing some legacy people, and I hope that they continue, I think that newer Star Wars is being received very, very well. And so I hope that they continue to push these guys, to push these newer actors coming in. Mark, it's been an honor.
Oh yeah.
Seriously.
I hope it's not the last time. Man.
Yeah. I hope it's not the last time. Before you go, I gotta ask you to do Thrawn's voice.
Oh yeah.
and if you can do Thrawn's voice, do you mind giving us a little of an intro that we could use?
Sure. Yeah.
If you perhaps
like, however Thrawn himself wants to say this, it could just be something as you're listening to KonKon's Cantina podcast, a Star Wars drinking podcast, Thrawn. However it is you want to say that.
All right.
I can tell by your choice in podcast that you are wise warriors. You can learn much about your enemy from what they drink and what they listen to. And you are listening to KonKon's Cantina. A wise decision. I will meet you on the battlefield. Perhaps. Or perhaps not.
We're fangirling so hard, dude. So good. We're huge Thrawn fans, man. We're huge fans of you. Thank you very much, seriously, for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks
so much.
This has been super cool. Guys, we hope that you enjoyed this episode, and of course, we're gonna go out to the end of this episode. But before we do that, I was your boy. It's KonKon, of course, sitting to my left,
Justin Baker,
and sitting to my right,
Jordan.
And of course, our special guest.
Mark. Thanks, guys.
There it is. And we'll see you guys next time.